first time I'm going to talk about the subject. Actually, it's going to be the third time. But this time, what it changed is I can't talk about that because it's been a long time and there's no more confidentiality agreement. Okay, so the first time I talked about that was 2019, and as you can see, I'm talking about maybe a porphyry, so I wasn't sure, it was just a proposition related to the industrial fault. And last year, there was a figure, because once again I saw that figure with the Orogenic Gold deposit belt, and I don't know I didn't do much, I don't explain why. I did last year, but in resume, it's just because in yellow, that's what Orogenic Gold does. It's composition. But the problem, if you look at the literature, you're going to see that that's no simulation, that's porphyry, that's another no simulation, you know, so it's not the right type of deposit. So it's easy, you know, so we have to be very careful. So in red, this is where it's getting complicated. And people, they want to call it orogenic, because orogenic sounds like nothing, you know, oh, it's big deposit. But we don't care, we have to do it. You guys, this is you guys, they deserve a round of applause. I'm going to do it right now, okay? I'm going to call this guy, okay? You guys did a good job. Orogenic gold veins. And for me, there's multiple events. And so I've been looking for years for the orogenic gold veins. I'm from Canada. So, and the people I'm working with, especially who specialize in orogenic, Richard Rosal, Corey, Ron Hilmeyer from Electron, one of my best talks in my life. William Chavez, Mike Feinstein, thank you, Mike, Richard Goldfarb, we talk about these things, you know, because it's tough. And Jeffrey was a good thing, you know, he lives in Canada, the university next to my house. We have a good talk, you know, it was really important. But one of the best talk was really with Martin Valencia. He did a talk a month ago. It's one of the best talk I heard in my entire life. You can be proud of this Mexican geologist, he's very good. Thierry Tapir also, we talk, Jamal Story, we talk about this also. And thank you, Doug, for inviting me here. Thank you. So I think it's the last time I'm going to talk about this. If you want it, you invite me to your University YouTube company. I'll do the talk. But this is the last time I'm talking about orogenic. I have to move on to something else. Next year, I'm going to do it with difference between intermediate and low simulation. Big topic. Okay. So, do I believe in orogenic gold deposit? Yes. Yes, one time I went and I worked like in Sonora, and this is a project called Escondida, and we have faults. We see the faults. And if we have vein in the fault, so that's semi-orogenic, you know. So, and it's called separate veins. So you can see the vein there, and they're white quartz veins. And inside, you're not going to see free gold. You're going to see this weird minerals. It's called gemsonite. So it's lead, iron, and antimony. So it fits with the model of Goldfarb, you know, with epizonal, you know. So these things, and not epithermal, epizonal, very important. So that fits, you know, and I didn't do fluid inclusion, so I'm not sure it looks like it. Okay. So, and the second thing, so that's from the talk from Martin Valencia. So he reminds me, the first person that brought it was Michel Gauthier, but once again, he reinforced that with possibly, without possibly, it's there. There's a little bit of our gold endowment in Sonora. Okay, I'm going to explain why I believe what I observed. Okay, so that's really, it's not here, but it's really in that red zone, you know, this is where my thesis was, you know, the area from. Okay, so it's called Canada. So that's the key information. Before I was not, I want to keep that secret for me. This is my secret, but now I can share. So what do we have? We have, you see, that's an orogenic quartz vein, okay? The rest is just orogenic. If you're doing fluid inclusion here, it's going to be orogenic quartz. But there's nothing in that shit. The gold is really in those little veinlets. In the fractured, the orogenic quartz, there's nothing. It's just a real environment that received the mineralization in its quartz antidote with free gold and iron. So that's the metamorphic events. And I'll develop about that. So this is why I believe in them. I believe in facts, not in imagination. I want facts. I want something to touch. Okay, so what is orogenic deposit? And it's funny because I had to talk with this young guy before about the really good presentation.
But we're going to debate again on the existence of orogenic gold deposits. And I don't want to go there. I just want to go with the facts. Okay, so presuming that orogenic gold exists, okay, so gold deposit formed during orogenesis, okay, have to be formed during it, not after, okay. So it's going to be heritable fluids, origins from the prograde metamorphism, not later, prograde, okay. That's important to point out. And also, they have reputation to be big deposits. So, okay, it's orogenic, okay, we don't care. So, in the origin, they are metamorphic fluids, okay. There's gold in there because you can have metamorphic fluid and there's nothing. Or else we would have like gold everywhere in the mountains because we have the ports were mobilized. It's just a specific place to get specific conditions to create them. It has to be channeled into a deep structure to reach something with the probability ratios that's very deep faulting. We're talking about 50-kilometer faulting. Okay, that's big. And in Canada, we're born with the orogenic gold deposits, you know, so we have the definition about it. So it's the difference of when the product is changed. You depresurize it, and the sulfur goes to the fluid, and it can start attacking the skeleton. Okay, so that's the model. Okay, so people in exploration, okay, so we have a cookie cutter. So they think the world is homogeneous, and we took the cookie cutter and we take cookies and then we don't. But life is not like that. So sometimes some deposits, like these ones, are so deposit, you have to make your own model. And another good friend of mine also, if you're a geologist, you have to read this article one time in your life, J. Hudson. It's a pretty old article. It's use and abuse of ore deposit model in mineral exploration, and even if it's old, it's still useful these days. I recommend to read it. If you want, I can send you a copy. Okay, so the first thing to point out with orogenic gold deposit, you need CO2. That's very important. You are in the reductive environment. If you don't have it, it's not orogenic. It's the fundamental. If you go to the bottom, to the roots, to the top, you need the CO2. You're gonna have a lot of carbonates. That's fundamental. If you don't have carbs, be suspicious about your orogenic. Okay, and orogenic didn't born with them. Even they were in Canada, because Canada has so much orogenic gold. So the first concept was made by Calvin. And you can see here, we get amphibolites. So everything starts here in amphibolites, and after it goes into the ridges. So when you have a deposit inside the amphibolite, you have to be suspicious also, because this is where sometimes you can have a deformed deposit. But that's another topic. Okay, so I don't want to go there, but I think, how much people have experience with orogenic gold deposit? Like, leave your hands. Okay, so you want to do, okay, let's start with a little resume. Okay, so thank you. Thank you to be there. Okay, so I think the continuum deposit, so the continuum is from the bottom from amphibolite to the top. I think this is too much. I think we should separate the environment because there's different conditions for that. So okay, let's make a resume. So we need a horizontal shortening, obviously. Prograde metamorphism. We need a gold endowment in the rock that's going to be metamorphosed, that's going to expose the gold. That's really important because the rest there would be gold everywhere in the mountain. Once again, so we need a fertile rock, and already we got metamorphose the greenstone. So, and I think another thing is it's really important to separate the episodal from mesosonals. It's fundamental. It's two different grades. And also when you are in the mesosonal, people forget about that. When you have no porosity, everything, especially in amphibolites facies, there's no more porosity. Everything is compact. The only way to have porosity is with shearing. What else to say? Oh yeah, and the carbs. Quartz are really important with orogenic. Okay, so for me, the real orogenic one, okay, is the one, is the mesothermal. It's the mesothermal inside the mesothermal rim, so inside the ridges. Okay, so you need enough mineral to be desaturated to produce the water. You need so you need sulfur, chloride, arsenic. So elements will be able to scavenge the gold during the battle. Whereas the gold is going to stay there. So you need also active faulting because sometimes faulting is not active and they change the Gauss chains and you get a hole. So it stays like this. And also, the most important for me, that's from Stuart Simon, is G. So it's the mechanism of precipitation. That's fundamental, or else you just have background of gold. So that's the good point. When you're simplicity, you're just going to have a background of gold. The efficiency to precipitate your gold. Estamos en procesos muy efectivos para facilitar el gold. Si no, si no mantienes un background de gold. Tanto hay cambio de precio, mantienes okay, it's a complex figure, but in short words, when you add the metamorphism, it takes time for the rock to have enough heat to be able to expose the gold to the sulfur. No, it's a long process. Everything is not automatic. It's a long process. So if you want to produce that water, you need the right deposit. So the chloride. After you get to the gradient, you're going to go to farmland, you're going to produce water. What's going to produce the case part after water, quartz, it's going to become land. So after 270 degrees, around 200 degrees, quartz become like plastic. And if you continue after 250, it's going to change forms. And at 450, quartz can become, in the right environment, it's going to become silicic acid. So you're losing your quartz. So the quartz is going to be absorbed in other minerals and move on to higher temperature metamorphic minerals, or it's going to go as acid. And people ignore that, and that's really important to mention. And pyrite, if you dehydrate it, it's going to become pyrite, and this is where you create your sulfur. A good way to scavenge and transport your gold in a Orogenic deposit. And the carbonate, so if you go to a high temperature, you're going to go decarbonize it, and you create the CO2 gas. Or we can also, so if you bring all these data that were during the dehydration process, you're going to result in a reductive fluid composed of water, carbonic acid, silicic acid, and sulfur complex to be able to carry your gold. Okay, that's fundamental if you want real orogenic. Okay, so the phenomenon is happening here in the phenotype. So this is where you create your fluids. It's going to migrate all to the breaches, and for me, the breaches is way enough to precipitate your gold. For me, let's go. For me, it's almost simple. How do you want the gold to go from 15 kilometers to 9 kilometers without precipitating? I'm going to explain to you the phenomenon how you precipitate the gold in Orogenic, and you're going to tell me that gold is going to continue after the 9 kilometers. For me, okay. I need to, if someone can show me that, I'm going to be happy to see it. But for me, it's difficult. I'm going to explain it. So, that's Orogenic Gold. Okay, so you have approximately intermediate distal. Whatever. Let's keep it simple. So, when you are in the middle of the fall, so you have very strong carbonate alteration. Your rock is bleached with sulfur, and the more you go, the more you distill, the more you're going to lose that carbonization and the residual pigments. So, okay, so we have to remember, if we are in the real Orogenic ones, if we are in the sorry. So we want the mesothermal inside the mesothermal inside the mesosome. Okay, so the temperature range is really important. It's going to be 280 to 250, and the quartz is going to be plastic. So we are in the metalite real. So it's difficult to have porosity because the quartz is going to start to try to fill the gaps where it's opening. So we have less porosity. So there's less chance to be pervasive except for the shear zone. So and this is why if we go to a brittle environment, it's going to form a vein because there's so much pressure that the fluid is going to fill all the cavities. That's important, and this is when you go precipitate. So the mechanism to precipitate is not the change of temperature; it's the change of pressure. And if you there's a beautiful diagram that was made by Princeton, and so in short terms, what it says, it's really the pressure change is going to make precipitate your superate acid into quartz. So what's going to happen? You're going to precipitate so the environment is going to be pH going to be neutral, nothing acid. Too deep on Earth, there's no reaction with oxygen, everything is reduced. And once again, CO2 is really sensitive to pressure change. So this is why it's going to go to gas. And if you have the right, if you have a lot of calcium, you're going to do your permanence. Something else to say? Good, okay. Okay, and something to remember also. So when you are in the green schist, there's no more granite. You're gonna have schist. There's gonna be a foliation. There's a foliation. And if you are in the shear zone, it's gonna be muscovite schist. If you have Mayfield rock, it's gonna be a chloride schist. And if you have a traumatic, it's gonna be a shear superline or a tripolite rock schist. So your rocks, it's obvious to recognize. So if you have gold inside of that, it's difficult. It's way to figure out if we are in orogenic. Okay, what else to say? Okay. So this is how it looks like. So that's a shear zone, so it's a large zone, and you can see there's some simplification. And that's something important to mention. So when you are at the bottom of the green schist, you're too hot. So you know, 450, and gold is going to precipitate, quartz is going to precipitate around 350. So you have like a 100-degree zone where it's not favorable to precipitate. It's going to go more for acidification or you're not going to form this beautiful quartz. Be more productive. And so it's going to be, most of the time, it's going to be iron copper. So the iron is going to influence the gold to precipitate on that point. Okay, so we just want to say it's multiple generation because it's not just one event, it's multiple events. Everything is cross-cutted. So that's another way to recognize and right now, working, it's beautiful. I wish that for every geologist in the world. So we have limb scanning. And just the scanning, of course, is beautiful, but limbs are another level. And it gives you all the maps of the elements. And right now, doing this, it's very complicated work. So we have identified 5 holes, different holes create that deposit. So we have a solid one donated by Albite, one with Fushak, the potassic one, and we have one organization that's dishes, and the volatile and the potassic. So it's very complicated and it changed, and every time we have a temperature, we have a mineral that is triggered. It's a trigger. So this is, for example, for the sonic alteration. So the light color is the place where we have albite. So you can see it's not regular. It's like infiltrating where it can't. And also you would see that the albite is like it's gradual. It's strong in the center and it's degrading to all extent. And the gold, there's gold related to that. So in the bright colors, we have the sonic. And you can see that when we have the sonicness, sometimes the gold is going to precipitate. If we have enough disturbance, it's going to precipitate. But it's not the idea, it's more low grade. And so when we go to this one, this is where we have the better grade. So and here we can see so this carbonization has a link with the chloride. So and the product you can see everywhere the green zone. But maybe that's too much complicated for today. And that's the volatile. So the light color is a chlorine with lithium. It's a second phase of chloride. And this is one of the richest. This is one of the events that brings the chloride in that deposit. And that's another map with the except chloride. And I think maybe we should stop. But that's the little points where we point some gold and we want to figure out what's the relationship with and as you can see, it's not clear. And sometimes it's at the beginning. Okay, so once again, just remember that's really important because when you are at that depth, you need shearing to be able to travel and make traveling in your fluids. If you don't have shearing, There's no pathway. Everything is blocked. The only way is to go with the shearing. Okay, so once again, that's an important thing. If you have a vein that has some teeth, you know, like cut textures or opening, you're not in that level. You're way. If you have this type of veins, you cover the system. If you, because at that depth, everything is clear. There's cavities. So carbonates. So we are in orogenic, so you're going to have microlites, chloride, carbonites, you always have carbons. It's not carbons that comes after, it's in the same time. And then you've got other examples. That's to show that the veins are formed. That's the shearing, you know, so we have compensation, filling the tension gases, precipitation of the sulfur in the center. It's typical of the veins. And also, I want to show the power of the carbonization. So that's a little vein. It's a couple of centimeters, centimeters. See the halo of carbonization. It's like 10 times bigger. So, and that's really important. If you don't have the carbonate alteration after the vein, I don't believe in it. For me, it's not orogenic. It's not that. Okay, just an example of gold. So that's the highway. So where would the precipitate go? In the little streets. That's the place where the precipitate. Some relation with the starting. Okay. Even if it's different about. So what else to say? Okay, the quartz going to be second way down. Sorry, the picture is bad, but you're going to see the quartz like little grains. And sometimes, if you have enough quartz, when it's getting withering, it looks like a second withering texture. And the only things that could work like growing minerals, if you have a really chloride-rich environment, sometimes the quartz particles can grow, and when the crystal grow, it's going to be rich. There's a specific name for that texture, I just forgot. Another typical example of orogenic veins is when you have, because you have horizontal pressures. If you have something brittle, so the fracture is going to be like this, and so the vein is going to be some horizontal. So because we have that at La Herradura, the first time I saw that, I said, holy shit, that's orogenic. But we have to verify if the gold is in that specific vein. And because I didn't do it, I don't know the answer. I will go with people that work with their experience. So another example of orogenic veins, it can be very, very structurally controlled. It's just obvious. Okay. Another example here. What else to say? Okay, so really important. So the veins are filled, even if there is some turning, growing triangle with the center, it's going to be filled. There's no gap. There's nobody. Too much pressure. So another example of false orogenic. So in Canada, it's just funny sometimes because I think I'm going to go with the best example. The best example is this one. It's a Viet. So that's inside an orogenic gold deposit. And you can see the relics of the VMS stockwork. And here, that's typical chalcopyrite. And see the shape of chalcopyrite. It's not the one at the top. It's been transposed, so we have some mechanisms flattening the sulfur, but this one has not been touched. So that's the original sulfur that was created, in my opinion, in VMS environment, because it's like spreading with little points. So I can return to that. So Malartic, it's a porphyry that was totally deformed, and yes, there's carbs everywhere. There's orogenic fluids, and it allows to remobilize the gold inside the and the folds, and the shears also. And same thing for Chichuga, worked there for years, another porphyry there, and just did it with the VMS. So sometimes we can be fooled. So it's not the original, the orogenic allows the movement of the gold inside the deposit. And one of the best examples is that's in Canada, that's in Red Lake, that's VMS. And these people would say it was orogenic, but people started finding evidence of mineral texture. That's very veins. That's also finished. And same thing here, we have amethyst with barite. This is in the examination. And same thing here, we have marcasite. And even it was transformed, it was metamorphosed to pyrite, but you can still recognize the original shape of the marcasite. So that's example that they're not real orogenic, they're deformed. Do we have that in explore? I didn't have time for me, I have to see it from my own eyes. So it's easy to get fooled in Mexico. The first time I came here, I was fooled also. And I don't like it. So it's easy to get fooled because there's gold inside metamorphic rocks. We have polarization inside shears, trusting, trusting or detachment. You can have quartz vein inside of quartz shear zone. And the last one you go like. Okay, so the first time I came to Mexico, I was younger, I had hair, and I was happy. And it's so funny. So I was doing the mapping because we have an Orogenic and it's pushing that way, so everything's supposed to be pointing northeast, but no, everything was pointing south and west. What's going on with that country? With the kinematics and the gear. So I thought Michel will see this as come. Please see that because I don't understand. So Josh, have you ever heard about detachment force? So and lucky he had good contacts. We were able to visit Herradura and also Canada. It was so funny because at Chumera, my project was mapping, there was more similitude. It was something in between Herradura and Canada. I thought this because I visited those projects. And also just before mapping at Mexico, I went to Peru and I visited the pottery. I said, shit, there's some similarities with the veins and the phenic alteration. So I thought with Jeffrey Lewis, I showed him, I think this looks phenic for me. You should talk with Doc Hamilton. Good illusion. But it didn't happen. So and one day, when I received my illusion, I found that. So that's what changed for me. Because because we have the orogenic quartz vein. It's typical orogenic. But the gold was really in a specific place. And it's actually because when you have a thesis, you want to show the gold to the people. That's gold. And the gold was found really in those little veins. Okay, so I'm going to notice that there's so yeah, I have to jump. Okay, so just explain that. So at Chumera, you have so many episodes of quartz veins. You have veins that were literally deformed with the national, that's the detachment. So that was veins that were formed during the Orogenic that were deformed by the detachment. And also you have different levels of deformation. You have boutinage, but you have also disfiguring by just the schistosity and not by some knockdown deformation. So let's return to the Orogenic vein. So the gold was really in those little veins. Okay, yeah, so pay attention. Okay, the gold is in the little veins. And in those veins we see the epidemic. That's the key. And for people who are specialized in fluids, there's not too much hydrothermalism that can generate quartz, chlorine, and gold and hard together. If you are orogenic, you can have carbs. That's the first thing you get. And there's no carbs, zero. So that was suspicious. If you have epithermal, you can have infiltration like bringing lead, zinc, and copper and stuff like that. This and stuff like that. So it wasn't there. It was really clean mineralization. So let's go focus the gold just to show where's the gold. The gold was trapped by a little place, really far over it will precipitate. We have some hematite, but it's just pyrite with withered. Okay, so that's a mixture with the refining pipe, just to show that we have the gold. And you see the shape of gold, it's like little balls. So it's not the typical blue so more free gold. Okay, so that was my thesis. That was supposed to be a PhD, and we never accepted. Guys, And doesn't matter. So I think I was working at that time. I didn't have enough experience at that time, so I put the headphone prism at the end, which is really stupid. So I identified many phases with the three most important ones, with the mineralization, the quartz veins, and the full metamorphism. But right now, with my experience, I will go like this: hydro metamorphism first, philic alteration, and at the end, there's little quartz veins and that's cavities and very like very cool. Okay. So and that's what the professor. That's Michel was saying. He said, Josh, you have to pay attention to that because this is the goal that comes from the hydro metamorphism. I have point 1, point 2. And this is the metamorphism. It's not orogenic. You can create that. And after that, it's going to be something. So, I have other pictures. Right now, I can share my information. I put a picture just to. You can see it. It's just not. This is the proof. Like, it's there. You cannot. It's there. And take the individual report to and also, if you have some pyrite that was there from the metamorphism, before, sometimes in the fracture, the gold is going to do this. Okay, so last month there was a very good talk from Professor Valencia on the best talk. I had it online. You have to see it. If the one that listened to it, we're really lucky to have it. So I'm going to take some figure from his presentation, and he's using Orogenic Gold deposit. I'm going to have to talk with this guy at the end of the talk, but during the presentation, he says there's no Orogenic Gold. It's more metamorphic. And I started my family. I was pretty happy that someone understand that. So I'm going to use the same zone that he used. And that's his figure. It's not me. He suggested that we have something during the Orogenists right here. Okay, so that's our goal that was produced, and that's the person. He said, I don't like his work. I just think there's a bit of a mistake. And the problem is not this guy. The problem is the people that accept the article. Because they knew that there were some deposits that were not orogenic. So his work is good. So I like to focus on the good thing, not on bad things. Let's focus on the good thing that it produces. So that's perfect. This is the basic section. Everybody should use it. So this is how you produce your copper body corpus. Thank you. This figure, I don't like it too much, but there's something I like. He pointed out that reactivated laramide transform. So in short words, this is the genetic metamorphism. The guy, he saw it. He didn't understand it, but he saw it. And he pointed. So that's why it's so important to be descriptive. If you don't understand something, just describe it. You can understand later. So to have Orogenic Gold deposit, it's really important that you have fertile rock. So do we have fertile volcanic sedimentary rock to be subducted or to be sheared, to be able to compress or extract the fluids? I'm not sure. Because it looks like a continental. It's more like a continental. It's not horrible. So, and also during his presentation, he was talking about thick skin. So in short, you have subduction, and it was more rapid. And one thing with underblading, your subduction, you get stuck. And this, oh shit, it was so interesting. Or something like that. And maybe I'm wrong, just proposing that. I think that we have underblading, and because we subduct the frontal plate, so at one point we're going to subduct the dorsal will reduce, and it's thinner, and there's so much chloride there that's easy to break. And maybe it broke there because there was so much pressure at one point. So it accumulated and it break exactly where the dorsal was. So what you're going to do, you're going to have something a little bit like that. When you go too much into detail, people can take that concept, write an article about it, I don't care. You just might somewhere that you refer to it. But with this, we could generate what I think the deposit that we have in that specific zone. Okay? Oh yeah, and that's full concept, and it's not me. It's really hard to refer to the person where you get the concept. So it's from very big and it's not me, it's okay. So after you have a beautiful environment to create a separation, maybe create some or maybe shallow water. So let's take a look at that. Type of water. So one of the best article on Earth, and in my opinion, is the meaning of course. So we have different types of porphyry, but it goes with the depth. So the deeper one, the what typical of Mexico is porphyry. But if you have problems with the subduction, and what we have earlier, you can end up with one of these three types, porphyry. And you can see there's a close relation with gold. And nosotros tenemos un proyecto que se llama Cobre, que es un porphyro de cobre oro. No es un porphyro típico de cobre oro. Entonces, sabemos que en México tenemos un lugar muy especial, muy cabrón. Entonces, we are very special technique, and it creates different type of porphyries. And you have to be aware of their potential. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna explain that. That concept was early. It was really easy to figure out because I made the list. You know, I did a little bit of investigation, and in 2 hours I had my answer. Because there's good geology that was made by good geologists. So it resulted from all the deposit that he proposed. So yeah, here. So the first deposit that were proposed. So all the one in the center, yes, they're weird deposit, but the rest just. So let's talk about this one. There's weird guys, weird flat quartz veins. Okay. So same thing. That's from Martin, and there's always a background. And also something beautiful about the Herradura, the guys were able to mine at 0.1 gram per ton. That's a game changer. These guys did a miracle. That's why I like them so much. I respect you a lot. You guys were P.geo, seriously. And because it changed the perspective. You can mine very more than the lower rate, and it changed. You can outdo it very limited. And something I want to point out, that's not me, that's Gordon. No, he has the credit. So he put here the trace of the big issue. And this guy have a lot of experience because so many people draw that line of work. But Martin, he has so much experience, and you can see there's a little curve here. And little curve is just a perfect environment to create shallow pressure and weird, like, more porosity, you know? I don't talk about this again. So this is where maybe it can be the right moment and the right place to do the retrophysical endowment that I was talking to you about with the quartz and different things. So I want to bring that again. Metabolism of quartz below reverse virus dissemination. So that's a gold endowment. This one is mineralization. It's going to steal the gold from this one. And this one is so rich, it doesn't care, it just precipitated as gold inside. Large courses, first time alteration, quartz made with virtual quartz. So if you have quartz that when it will grow, it was not orogenic condition. It was not deep, it was pretty shallow. At least it was over if you want. There's quartz made without parts. Because what I was putting, yes. The first thing, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, when I did the method, I was trying to find some evidence of orogenic quartz. I was putting acid. There was no reaction to everything was right. And I had some also galinas for the right kind of pyrite. That was weird. It's not the right chemistry. And also, there was gold that was found and the difference between our art base and biotite schist. That's another key. And maybe it's potassium confirmation. So, the core complex, I think you know that. And the gold is really important. So we have different types of theory. So, my conclusion was that Caborca was the upper plate, and the whole was in the lower plate. The opposite. Okay. So, okay, the Irregular mine. So, at the top of the Irregular mine, there were somewhere, because we asked this, do you have middle line? Because if we have Orogenic deposit somewhere, we're gonna have like a middle line. Says, yeah, we have one. So we go there. Like, we never go there somewhat, we're up something there. And then we try to figure out what was the direction. So we didn't have time to do proper work to do it. But in my opinion, if I have to guess, if it's a middle line that is full orogenic, then that's one I will look at. And I don't know. And also when you have detachment fault, you have like a spoon effect in the fault. And also, so if we put that detachment fault in the irregular pit, it just stands in the middle of the deposit. Quite a coincidence. I don't know. So what else? Right, so that's also an example from F-SEG mine. So it's very bad, but that's normally place. In that shear zone, you have light place. So you're really suspicious for fantastic alteration. And maybe go down. So that's my physical alteration that I have in Caborca. And if you're aware in other projects, someone because I really likes these deposits. If you have a project in Sonora that is old, it's a that belt, I'm ready to make a visit for free. I just want to see the rocks. I'm passionate about that, and I want to hope one day I'm going to see the project parts of acid it's reacting in way. But sometimes it's not this. For example, when I was doing my thesis, so sometimes you have a F-SEG schist, muscovite schist, and when you have the physical alteration, it's very difficult to figure it out because it's very subtle because it's same composition. It's really the size of the muscovite, the white mica, and the pyrite. Okay, so that's the great moment I want to show. So this is that really what's helping to figure out that there was a physical alteration. Physical is QSP, of course, certified pyrite. See the power of the alteration, the synthesization. That's the typical physics. It's not orogenic. It would be orogenic with only two parts. You put acid there, there's no reaction, and so even in the vein, the reaction is one part. And you see the size of the pyrite, you have a lot of time to grow. Okay, and so, and after I visited I work like on different projects and everything. So that's another example that we have in DC. And see, that's the vein of Caborca, that's the vein that we have in the support system. And I work with the Amalex, we have a project in Nevada, close to Paradise Peak. And we have veins there. Same thing, you have the strong QSP alteration. Same thing, sorry. So it is written and same thing when you go to San Francisco mine, you have these big zones, with huge mica. And you also the same thing, the big pyrites with cavities. So that was not made in a deep geological environment. At least would be episodal until I'm trying to open my mind. But that size of mica, I would definitely, if I have the choice, I would go to. And I don't see the proper model. So once again, a lot of open space, big, huge mica, and same thing that I did in So, like I mentioned, I didn't go there. Just went there one time. I didn't have time to pick up a lot of samples. But that's part of the thesis that was done there. That seems to be written. So, and also, maybe I should use it. Okay, so that's from Caborca. So that's the quartz I'm talking about. That really looks orogenic. But if you look carefully, you're going to see spaces in the quartz. So that's not the quartz. This is really episodal or individual or really light. And I want to invite you. We went to it looks so much like the board that I have, and it looks so much like what I have in Caborca. It's type of a little whitish place with regular boards, open space. So very similar, a lot of similarities. Also, it brought in the if you have a lot of techniques, you can create these veins that's differently from other anomalies. So you can create those veins that have like a mentioned the other aspect. So this is Mineral, so that's the last event. You can see it crossed out the fabrics of the detachment. So this is why I think it's post detachment. So we just use the fabric and it cuts. It's just how it looks. So this is it. I can talk about more. So that's from the pieces that was made in Venezuela. Once again, you can see the white mica. So I'm pretty sure that Venezuela is the event. For me, it's at least the Caborca event and that porphyry like effect because you guys are the white mica house. It might be some, it might be and so my question, will you be able to recognize so this is it. I think I point out most of the things. I can it's about talk. It's the end of the day. That's from touching point. You have a typical mineral minerals. It's not typical of orogenic. It's super well versatile and space attention. So and also it was a really funny question. So when I did that talk in 2019, there's a young guy. He said, "Hey, and what about the attention and the inclusion?" But it's the same story. If you study inside orogenic works, of course you're going to be orogenic in characteristic. But like I mentioned, the gold was inside subtle fracturation. So the person, you're selling the right thing when you're doing your study. So maybe I can finish with that. So I'm subdividing the type, the zoning inside the orogenic, and I think it's important. Because they're different environments, different conditions, So maybe let's go there. So for me, the real orogenic, it's really when you have mesothermal inside mesothermal. It's really what we have at FP and the mercury are the variation of epithermal. I don't have the nomenclature. I would definitely separate that continuum. And of course, the first orogenic one is on the bottom, the carbonaceous is the gold with the comes down. It gives fault from that. So you have something there, it's just at the form of the bottom. So this is it. Be aware of the so this is it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say thanks to correctly this presentation. It is even more makes more sense. I like that. So this is it. Thank you. Let's finish up then.
Sorry again. It seems to be one of the problems you have is how do you get the gold mobilizing from anthracite, so through the green shifts of several kilometers to the deformation? Is it possible? I'm just thinking out loud that because this is orogenic, you're talking about an orogenic event, you're talking about mountain building, you're talking about crustal thickening, which implies and the mountains going up. And erosion tends to happen at this with mountain building on average. If you have very rapid mountain building, you're going to have rapid erosion, and then you will be lowering that brittle ductile transitions, bringing it closer to the source of the gold. And I'm just, as I say, I'm thinking out loud, there might be a bunch of things wrong with that idea, but in one case where I orogenic gold system in Guatemala, along the top of faults, you have everything from high pressure eclogites, jadeite deposits, with deeply dropped out grottos and thousands of meters of consolidated sediment right next to each other. Have all kinds of stuff going on. So this is just really out an idea.
Yeah, it was exposed by the intention. I know. there was trusting at one point of the little trusting and the detachment.
But that detachment is very recent.
Is really what?
Very recent.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the last, what, 5 million years? What's the age of mineralization?
I didn't have the money to do this, and this is why they came up with PhD. This is a freaking master. Because they didn't have the money to do the donation. Also the conclusion, but it helped a lot. But at that time, the university have an agreement with the Professor Contact. Professor Contact is really specific guy who is analyzed that specific vein. It was really good, really precise, but it's so expensive. So I didn't have the money, so it's still not done. And it's okay, it's okay. And hope everyone's gonna be able to get that. If you want to use this information, no problem. So this is it, thank you.